Fox News alert, President Joe Biden's announcing he's dropping out of the race. God must have spoken because he said the only thing that was going to make him bow out was the great Almighty. How did Joe Biden tell the world he wasn't running for re-election? He wrote us a letter. He said, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. The guy who got more votes than anybody in American history is leaving after one term? Why is it in the best interest of your country for you to leave, Joe? Well, we know the answer, but why don't you tell us? Is it because the last 4 years have been a disaster? Is it because you're mentally unfit? Or is it because you were pushed out in a bloodless coup? I want to hear him say it. Because if later in the week he says, I'm not running because I can't win, that's not how we do things. Democrats don't get to push candidates through the primary. Millions of Americans vote for them. And if it doesn't look like they can win, rich guys at the convention pick somebody else. That's not what we do in the United States. The entire Biden presidency was a cover-up that got exposed on debate night. And now they want to pick another puppet? That's why we have primaries. This should have all been hashed out in a primary. But they rigged it so no one could expose Joe. And then they kicked RFK Jr. out of the Democratic Party, so he couldn't wind up with the second most delegates. But this isn't close to over. Biden endorsed Kamala Harris on his way out. Then Hillary endorsed Kamala Harris, obviously, because she's a woman. But Barack didn't. Here he is, quote, we will be navigating uncharted waters in the days ahead, but I have extraordinary confidence that the leaders of our party will be able to create a process from which an outstanding nominee emerges. Who do you think is going to run that process? The convention's in Chicago. Kamala might have a big head start on the nomination, but she's not a sure thing. Here's how this convention's supposed to work now. All of Biden's delegates are now uncommitted. This nomination's wide open, and it has to be resolved by mid-August. Primetime interviewed President Trump and his VP nominee, J.D. Vance, this weekend, and this is what they told us about an open convention. You don't even know who you're running against.
No.
You could be debating Kamala. You could be debating Kamala. What's going on?
I have no idea. So we are the most unified party, I think, that's ever existed. We had 100% of the delegates there with us, and you saw the spirit. There was never a convention like this, and it's so fresh in everyone's mind. It was just a beautiful event. It was, everything about it was beautiful. The camaraderie, but the unity. There's never been anything like it. 100% of the people are for us.
Yep.
And they're for the party. They're for everybody. They're for the senators. They're for the congressmen and women that are running. It was a beautiful thing to watch. There was no dissension. There were no fights on the floor. I mean, some of these conventions are vicious.
Mm-hmm.
You go
there
back,
might be a vicious convention in Chicago.
It could be.
It could be.
So they're going to cook up something at the convention. They might throw Gretchen Whitmer at you. They might throw Gavin Newsom at you. They might throw Michelle Obama at you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about any of them. Look, they have bad policies. Forget about the people. They have an open border policy. They have a high tax policy. They have a bad military policy. The whole world is going woke. Their world is going woke. The Green New Scam, we're spending all our money on things that don't work. The whole thing is a mess.
We'll have more of that interview this hour and tomorrow night. The Democrats aren't changing policies. They're just putting a new face on them. Kamala is even more radical and incompetent than old Joe Biden. She's even more unpopular than the most unpopular president in American history. And polls show Trump beats her just as easily as he beats Biden. Trump's now running against Harris Biden because Joe stays in the White House. Harris is still on the ticket, and it's still the same bad record. Is Joe going to speak at the convention? Does Kamala even want Joe to speak at the convention? Are we even going to see Joe over the next 6 months? This is the lamest duck president ever. Kamala doesn't have dementia. That's what this is. And nobody was in on the cover-up more than she was. She spent more time with Joe than anybody. She just wasn't brave enough to blow the whistle. She's been lying to us for 4 years about the president's condition.
If there ever is a problem,
Do you think that you could go tell the American public? Do you think in your role that you're in a position to do that?
Of course, if necessary, but there's no need for that.
The entire Biden presidency has been a lie. Every voter, Republican and Democrat, has been disrespected. It's fitting that the Biden presidency is ending in disgrace. COVID swept them in, COVID swept them out. Writing resignation letters from your bed with a proverbial gun to your head is the most undignified farewell we've ever seen in Washington. And we've seen a lot. What was Biden's golden parachute? Does he get to keep the Biden presidential library? Are his legal fees squared away? Will he get a book advance for a book he'll never write? Did Joe step down in exchange for Hunter getting no prison? Or did they dangle the 25th Amendment over his head? Democrats may look conniving and powerful today, but they're not. Impeaching Trump, prosecuting him, stealing his money with fines, putting his life in danger, and now stealing 14 million Democrat primary votes. This is desperate. This is a party falling apart, clinging to power by any means necessary. What are they hiding? What are they so terrified of Trump seeing when he gets back in office? Prepare for chaos. Joe Manchin's telling Fox News he's re-registering as a Democrat and considering running against Kamala. RFK Jr., polling in double digits in some battlegrounds. His name's still on the ballot. And any move against Kamala Harris is going to trigger an identity politics bloodbath. The Congressional Black Caucus already endorsing Harris just moments ago. But if it is Harris, the Trump-Harris debate, we could have two. Trump's defeated a woman before. History does have a way of repeating itself. But like the Messiah said himself, we're in uncharted waters. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.